Ooh. How sad are you about the Ashrail nerf? I don't care. Long term, it makes no difference. His main DPS is good enough so that he won't encounter issues clearing within 5 cycles for a majority of the version. And when he does start to feel like he's falling off, I just get his main DPS. It doesn't make a difference for me at all. The only thing that sucks about him getting nerfed is that I can't flex getting 0 cycles on him as soon as I would have liked with less investment. That's basically all this nerf does for me personally. Stop jinxing the characters. I mean, I didn't even say anything for Ashvale. Literally, all I said for Ashvale was the obvious. He only has a 4-week-long patch. Anon said he's not going to get his main DPS for like 5+ patches. I didn't think they'd nerf him, because if they did, I mean, who the fuck's going to want to pull him? But they nerfed him anyways. I mean, how the hell am I supposed to predict that? No, Yao Guang will be fine. This has absolutely nothing to do with Yao Guang's situation. Ashvale was just fucking pure guesswork how his beta will go. What's it called is already in the game. They can't change her. I mean, this kind of goes back to what I said. Like, but in a more extreme way than I originally thought. They don't want any more Anoxas and Evernights. They're probably fucking tired of it. So I'll probably make a video on that either today or tomorrow. It seems like they're really taking a stance on like sub DPS that is broken in main DPS, because in their eyes that probably loses them sales on the main DPS at least. Yeah, if that leak is true, then he might still have a V4. I mean, here's the thing. Even if they don't update his base kit, like, I was talking to my friend about this. Please just give him, like, normal-ass Eidolons, right? Like, I'm not asking for Evernight or Phanon level, but the normal, like, 2x increase from E0 to E2, please. Like, he has no vertical investment outside of E1 S1, which is obvious bait that they've done on purpose to sell it for the actual follow-up main DPS he plays with in the future. Like, please add some better in the E2, man. Anoxa was definitely made as a main DPS? No, he wasn't. Not at fucking all, man. They originally didn't even plan to buff Anoxa with Ceridra. Yeah, like, literally just please touch the E2, man. Touch all his Eidolons. His E1 is fine, but the rest of them, like, please. I mean, from what I've seen, Ashvale is still underwhelming as a sub DPS for Faye anyways. Because she's just too old, man. Like, I seen a clear where they ran Ashvale Hyper Carry full E0. And it was like, I think a 1 or 2 cycle against Nikador. I think it was a 1 cycle, right, with Don Hung PT. And then they tried against a Knight in AA, the Fei Xiao Ashvale team, and it took 5 cycles. 5 cycles against a Knight using him as sub DPS. Like, how? Okay. Genuinely, my only cope in trying to understand this entire thing is Nova Flare Seal will be able to temporarily fill in as a main DPS for him. This is the only way I can understand it, right? So we don't have to wait 5+ patches like Anon said for his limited main DPS, and we can use Nova Flared Seal as like a stand-in, right? Like, maybe, but that is the only way this makes sense. You're expecting Nova Seal to be stronger than Faye? Yeah. Is that really a question that even needs to be asked? We're talking about a 2.x DPS here. Seal is so dog shit, I don't know how much you gotta buff her to be usable. It always amazes me how people genuinely think HSR can't just buff characters however they want. Also, Seal is probably the least dog shit character of the entire 1.x roster. Should be way better with Astral? Yeah, I've heard that, yeah. With the recent changes of him getting more energy when allies attack, Tribby seems to be significant. I mean, she was already best in slot before anyways. She was already best in slot over Robin. But the thing that was nice about Robin was, like, most people already own her and her E1. And, you know, you could be using Tribby somewhere else. But with these recent changes, Tribby is definitely just significantly better. But the thing is, this also calls into question, right? He's a sub DPS for a future follow-up main DPS. If they also make a support, which they probably will do, a new support for this team, the support will probably be attacking, right? So, in my opinion, this gives you a little bit of a glimpse into the future follow-up team. Unlike Robin, where it was like, yeah, she did additional damage, but she didn't have her own attacks. The future follow-up team is probably going to have everybody attacking. Everybody doing follow-ups. And so, in this case scenario, this ult, the way they've changed his kit, if you have an entire follow-up team all attacking and spamming, he gets his ultimate every 2 fucking seconds. Right? So, his potential, and what I'm assuming, is his future team for ult spamming has increased exponentially. But right now, with the current roster, it's like, yeah. Let's hope Blade SP doesn't have the same fate as Ashvale. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised if they made Blade SP Ashvale's DPS. I mean, you can think otherwise, but I mean, I think it's a decent chance. Blade is already a kind of follow-up unit to begin with, even though he was mostly like an HP scaler. I wouldn't be surprised if they implemented it in his new version, and then it's him, Ashvale, and then, I don't know, Avon SP and someone else, the support. Maybe the new Robin. The only thing that's weird, it's like, would they really make 2 versions of the same character a follow-up support? I don't think so. Right. I could be wrong, and I'm putting arbitrary rules on the game, but I just feel like that's a little weird, but we'll see. his buffing capabilities don't need to be buffed that much. Mainly because he has such good S1 and E1 investment. And they're probably going to tailor his main DPS to have a good amount of defense shred to fully synergize with Ashvale. But I think the follow-up damage increase team-wide is confirmed to no longer exist, I believe. So they lost like 80% follow-up damage bonus, which sucks. But yeah, once again, like I said in my Ashvale video, even with all these buffs, because he's a V4, or sorry, even with all these nerfs, he's still going to be fine for clearing endgame content for a good while. So I'm still pulling him on my new account anyways. And I'm probably just getting him E1, S1 and waiting for his main DPS. It's just a self buff? Yeah, unfortunate. Because people are like, oh my god, he looks so bad, I'm just going to get Archer now. You can do whatever you want with your account, but I guarantee you when Ashvale gets his main DPS, people are going to switch up hard as shit. Or when he gets any main DPS at all, actually. Like, for example, if they do make Nova Flared Seal like a filler DPS for him until he gets his limited one, I still think with Seal, he and Seal would be incredibly strong. Are we really sure he wants a main DPS? Brother. If you can't tell from someone's kit and vertical investment, or from the leaker with a 100% track record telling you, if you're truly that cautious, just wait till a rerun. Just wait till a rerun, if you're that cautious. Oh my god, man. Why would they remove the follow-up doom? Oh my god. This goes back to the problem with the Yao Guang dooming, where people will see one little pothole in a character's kit and go way too extreme with it in assuming things. He still has 40% defense down. The light cone puts another 20% defense down. Then his E1 has 24% vulnerability, 36% if enemies are 50% HP or lower. And he still has the follow-up crit damage buff. It's literally just the follow-up damage bonus buff that got removed, which they'll probably just sell in the better Robin for his team anyways. Right? Like, that's probably just what they'll do. They'll sell it in the new support for the team. Yeah, exactly, Adam Rowe. Do you think Ashvale's light cone is the new best in slot for Archer? Does it have any annoying activation conditions? I don't know. I can check quick. I know what the buffs do, but I haven't bothered paying attention enough to be like, yeah, it does this and this. Let me see. Increases the wearer's crit rate by 18% at the start of battle, or for every 4 follow-up attacks the wearer uses. 4 follow-up attacks. The wearer gains Umbra Devourer, lasting for 3 turns. While they have it, increase attack by 40% and reduce all enemies' defense by 20%. Yeah? 3 turns. So you'd kind of need to get... You need to get 2 archer ults off in 3 turns consistently every time for 100% uptime on this light count. The only thing that sucks is the uptime. Yeah, the problem is, like, after the few turns, Khaled. Because at the beginning, it's easy, because he gets a free, like, 2 follow-ups at the beginning. And then he also gets ult fast as well in his first attack, which instantly activates it. ER Rope Archer? I mean, yeah, that probably would fix it. Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, buffed Whoa. That's a good point. If... Yeah, not even Sunday, probably. So long as you have buffed Whoa, you could probably get it consistently. So, depending on, I guess, you know, sustain team with Whoa or anybody else, could make it easier. Sunday for sustainless, I guess. If that's the route you want to go. Sunday for sustainless. I mean, I imagine Ashvale will probably play incredibly well in his best in slot team in the future. It's just now, like, you really have to keep in mind, guys, this guy has nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, his current kit is definitely probably being crafted with, you know, future team in mind currently. But it's like, we don't have anybody, man. We don't have anybody. My only guess is, once again, he synergizes temporarily with Seal Nova Flare. And the E1 could be a sign that they will change Seal's resurgence and the way it works to where it may give her an extra turn where, you know, when she gets enemies down to 50% HP. Maybe. And that's why E1 Ashvale is like that. That's kind of cope, though. Because if he doesn't have Seal Nova Flare to synergize with, it's kind of like just mid. Until he gets his main DPS near the end of the version. I don't know. Not really worth pulling on currently. Like, you have upcoming Blade SP, you have Elation teams, you have Himiko. Like, would you really want to invest in Ashvale? Knowing he's not going to get a DPS forever? Probably not. Well, yeah, Evanesia's in the Elation teams I talked about. No clue. I don't want to bother speculating on nothing. I don't know who his main DPS is going to be. It's like an archer playing without Sparkle, yeah. But he has a way better future on him than a fucking archer does. I doubt they're gonna indirectly buff Archer anymore for like the rest of this version.
Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
They keep releasing sub DPSs and supports before their main DPS. I mean, yeah, it seems like they want to do it because they don't want Anoxa Evernights anymore. They're probably just sick of it. The way you guys talk about Ashvales, the way you guys talk about Archer with only 5 skill points. What? Are you talking about somebody else in chat? Finally, the sleepiness is starting to kick in. I'm excited, man. I'm pulling series soon. Oh wait, the points. $108. Less than 12 hours till this Aridra banner. Nice. Let's go. No, Sparksy's not on banner.
Be grateful for all this clamor. That is the sound of thoughts clashing.
Archer's probably stronger. I could be wrong, to be honest, actually. Is there a chance Ashvale is still stronger? Because I'm not gonna lie. I know it's kind of a shield boss for him, but full E0 team with sustain and using Robin, who should be significantly worse than Tribby now. And he got a 1 cycle. Like, even with these nerfs, I think it might actually be closer than people think. The thing with Archer and his advantage, obviously, 1, he's free. 2, his best in slot support is also free. And the jump he receives from his best in slot support is like significant. Like, if you gave Ashvale the equivalent of a Sparkle teammate for him, then he'd be like the strongest DPS by a pretty good margin still, despite these nerfs. But he just doesn't have that because he's a sub DPS. Yeah, Khaled, but once again, they are using Robin, who with these recent changes is significantly worse than Tribby. Like, Tribby was already better than Robin to begin with, but now it's a lot more because of his energy gen wanting allies to attack the people on field. So, in his actual supposed team, it would be better. It's kind of like using Archer with like Sunday and Don Hung PT and then being like, yeah, that's like his peak performance. I don't think so. Like, you could probably do, I bet, either Pela RMC or like RMC plus Sparkle plus Don Hung PT is probably stronger than that. Because RMC and Mem can hit allies on field or enemies on field. And then Tribby as well. Because the thing is, every time we get the beginning of like a new, version for a beta, people just fucking suck. Nobody does optimal teams, nobody does good gameplay. So it's really hard to tell. Like, for example, when Ashvale first came out, people thought his main DPS needed like fucking 8 plus cost to beat Nikador in sustain. And that was not the case at all. People legit lowered it to 1 after a couple days. I mean, Asheville isn't made for Fei Xiao. Like, you guys need to understand this. They aren't making Asheville for Fei Xiao. They aren't making Asheville to revive the follow-up comp from fucking 2 years ago. They're making Asheville for a future main DPS who we don't know when is coming or what they do, but it's a completely new comp with a different way of functioning. So, like, he's definitely going to be best in slot in said comp. We just don't know what it's going to look like, but it'll probably take full advantage of his kit. No, there's no 4.2. What's your other team for the speedrun account? Sparksy, Silverwolf, Yao Guang. Archer gets 2 mil bursts a cycle. Yes, but once again, with the recent changes to Asheville, if he uses Tribby and another constantly attacking support and also constantly attacking sustain like Don Hung PT, his energy gen has been buffed to a stupid amount if you have people who can spam attacks on enemies. So his ult spam is significantly more than it used to be, but his multipliers on his follow-ups and shit like that have been gutted a lot, right? Like, but he can ult spam significantly more. And there isn't a single gameplay that I've seen so far using his actual probably new best in slot team. Yeah. Like, his old ult problem of it taking fucking forever to get is actually now like the opposite. He gets his ultimate really fast. And that was in the Robin team video that I saw. Like, I imagine with a Tribby, it's like exponentially faster. So if you care about his hyper carry, his best team currently is probably Buff Sparkle, just because of how strong her buffs are. Then it's probably Tribby and E1 Tribby. And then it's Don Hung PT and then E2 Don Hung. Because E2 Don Hung makes the dragon go twice as much, action advances the dragon, it's more damage, more energy. That's what you'd probably have to do for this guy's hyper carry. Please just pull whatever you want. If you want Evanescia, no, I wouldn't try to get Sparksy. But if you want Silverwolf, sure, go ahead. Skipping Yao Guang, I can smell the bait from a mile away. Yeah, good luck. I don't have the energy anymore to care about Yao Guang dooming. Just get her on a rerun like they always do. Archer is neutral versus many fights currently in the game. Archer has been getting shilled to all hell as of late. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we cannot pretend Archer hasn't been getting shilled. Against the Sparksy boss, once he gets kicked out, he gets all his skill points back. And then the last MOC just gave a free 4 skill points at the beginning of a wave. His lowest cost 0 cycles are fucking fraudulent. At least as of late. Are you okay? You sound done? No, I'm tired. Like, I know I'm tired. The reason I'm streaming is so I can stay awake a little longer. Because I want to wake up as close as possible to Saridra's release on this account. Because I'm going to be pulling Sari in 11 hours. Yeah, I saw the MOC inflation. Probably Silverwolf. Just sleep for 11 hours? I can't. I have sleep issues. You had more shield than Saber? Obviously. What? Is that even a question? Archer has gotten a shit ton more shield. And on top of that, he's gotten indirect buffs with Sparkle and stuff. Yeah, people... Okay, listen. It's one thing to say a character is, like, bad, obviously. But... people need to understand, right? Even with these nerfs, at base, Ashvale is probably stronger than every 3-point-X DPS in the entirety of the game. With maybe the sole exception of Evernight. Because keep in mind, you give any 3-point-X DPS none of their best in slot supports, just random ass generalist ones. None of them are performing as well as Ashvale. Not a single one. So what we think is currently weak for Ashvale and like gutted multis is technically a character that is still stronger than the entirety of E3. He just doesn't look good because he doesn't have any shield supports to uplift him currently. Can Anoxa E0S1 at least 2 cycle with Cyrene and Ceredra? Probably. I mean, it depends on builds, rotation, sustainless. But probably, I think. Yeah, 60% defense shred with the light cone. He's still a really strong buffer. Okay? Like, his value as a sitting duck buffer on a team and as a sub DPS hasn't decreased almost at all. Like, those two still maintain their value going into the future. The only thing that sucks is his E1 requirement got slightly nerfed, which is just like, why? What was even the point? And then obviously his main DPS got nerfed and his like own damage multipliers. But he's still like a fucking insane amper at base. To be honest, the buff to the Lycone probably makes up, if not maybe, you know, in the end, makes him benefit more in terms of pure amp, even with the E1 nerf. Because it's like 8% more defense shred with the Lycone now. Yeah. Well, yeah, they removed the 80% team-wide follow-up damage bonus. Yeah, that sucks. There's a chance a V4 exists, but it's like subject to change and it's not the most known leaker ever. But there is a chance if that leaker is correct. They said they think there might be a V4. But most likely, in my opinion, don't put your hopes on waiting for it until a reliable leaker says something. Isn't that a translation error? No, I'm pretty sure it's the opposite. Like, they literally replied to a post saying that there's no V4, saying, oh wait, I think there is a V4. Like, how could that possibly be a mistranslation? Why would they even reply in that instance? I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh, are you talking about the follow-up damage bonus? No, that isn't a translation error. Apparently that's real. And the CN version, like, people have done gameplays and they've noticed the damage fall-off. The 80% follow-up damage bonus is gone, apparently. Yeah, that one is gone. I don't think they are buffing him back even in V4. I think they probably give him a tiny bit of his multis back. But once again, like I said earlier, the thing I'm mostly hoping for is an improvement to his Eidolons after E1. Because it's just way too under... Like, his E2 is borderline useless. Borderline useless. His E2. Like, buff the Eidolon so at least people can, like, get him to be a lot stronger if they want it that way. Eidolon buffs is the best mid ground? Yeah. Like, if they massively buff the E2 to cater towards him having better multipliers, and they just keep the E1 and S1 to mainly buffing the team, so that the main DPS wanners can take good advantage of him, like, that's the best case. And to be honest, I don't understand why they haven't done it yet. Like, if there truly is no more betas for Ashvale, I'm just gonna be disappointed. I don't understand. Like, they're just trying to lose money by not giving him an E2 to increase his multis and hyper carry. Because similar to, like, for example, Evernight, right? In her own pure hyper carry, her E2 is one of the largest jumps in the game. But if you just look at what the E2 does as a sub DPS in mono rem, it isn't anywhere near as big of a jump, right? And the same would apply to Ashvale here. You aren't necessarily power creeping by making him have really strong multipliers in his future follow-up team, but you are massively helping his hyper carry performance for people who don't want to invest into the follow-up team and just want to keep him the way he is right now. Ashvale V4. I mean, got a coat, man. Got a coat. That would feel fair if you like him enough, yeah. Like, if you like him enough, you can get him E2, and he's back to being nearly as strong or as strong as he used to be. Which, keep in mind, by the way, even in E2 Ashvale, right? If it takes E2 Ashvale to be near the same strength, if not the same strength, as V3, or sorry, V2 Ashvale and V1 Ashvale, it's still strong as shit, right? Like, you really need to keep this in mind. Ashvale was, apparently, it was possible, right? At the time, the best clear was a 2 cost. But according to the person who did the 2 cost run, they thought a 1 cost clear, 0 cycle, against AA was possible with Ashvale, if you really min-maxed it enough. So, with this being the case, if they give him that back in E2, I will not complain personally. I wouldn't complain. Personally, right? Maybe other people can still complain. I won't. I'd get it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're someone who has been made incredibly cautious by the recent Ashvale beta, and you feel like you just don't want to get him for this and this and this, like, just wait till the rerun, right? I do think objectively he is much more of a rerun character at this point as compared to a, oh, I'm going to pick him up because he's so strong right now, right? That just is what it is. I mean, I don't think he was meant for Faye at all, Verley. Like, they are definitely not making his team based on Faye. Well, Yao Guang value for relation teams is kind of a guarantee. It's not even anywhere. I mean, it's technically the same. Like, for example, even though people are cooking Asheville currently, he's a guaranteed best in slot in that future follow-up team. Same applies to Yao. Yao's going to be fine. They'll use Faye for him to have a team in the meantime. I mean, I think probably the funniest part about all this is that even after he got nerfed this badly, I think his hyper carry is still stronger than sub DPS with Faye. Like, this has to be probably the most depressing part. He is like 50% weaker, and he is still stronger in hyper carry than with Faye. Ugh. "95% of HSR players are sleeping on Yao Guang by using the Sparkle Sparksy excuse." Yeah, but, you know, I feel like a war veteran at this point. I don't have it in me anymore to talk about it. Just wait till beta. It'll happen. People will realize. And all's well that ends well. Doesn't Faye Lycone give defense ignore? Yeah, on our ultimate. Ugh, not on normal attacks. If it was on normal attacks, it would be the most broken LC in the game. Why cope with Sparkle when EMC will be available? To be fair, I do find it difficult to believe, Yumi, of removing Sparkle from a Sparksy main DPS team. That one's probably like an actual issue. Because like Sparksy always wants to consume constant skill points and, you know, stuff like that. So I do think at least in a Sparksy main DPS team, like you're still gonna use buff Sparkle as a best in slot. And even EMC might not be better. But when it comes to Evanesia and what's the other one? Silverwolf, I think, yeah, they're probably both going to prefer EMC. Yeah, but the Lycone doesn't give 54% defense shred knights. Yeah, it's ultimate damage, not follow-up damage that gets the defense ignore. Did Silverwolf's team change? Nope. I feel like they're making me pull another Varka. I mean, this isn't really the same as Varka. Like, this guy was always supposed to be a sub DPS. Basically, the only thing they've done is the game is finally treating sub DPSs like sub DPSs. That's basically what this is. They always did this in the beginning, then transitioned into making sub DPSs main DPSs, and now they've gone back to trying to make sub DPSs sub DPSs. Now, keep in mind, he can still run hyper carry pretty well currently, but, you know, his best in slot team and other main damage dealers probably going to be able to do a lot more. I still personally think that there is a good chance Seal Nova Flare is a good fill-in for the main DPS for Ashvale. I still think there's a good chance on that, personally. Just a fill-in until we eventually get his actual limited main DPS. Because Seal Nova Flare, if she doesn't synergize with Ashvale, it's the only one that literally makes no sense. Every Nova Flare so far has had a purpose behind it, right? Blade and Jing Liu, you have the HP scaling meta, Tribi Hyacine, you can sell those supports for the fans of those DPSs. You had Silverwolf Nova Flare, massively helped Acheron, also really good for Archer, just generally good at all. You had Kafka, they sold to the Dot team. You had Swan, they sold to the Dot team. You had Buff Sparkle, they used it for Sparksy and as well as Archer. You have Floho Nova Flare, many teams, especially Dot, fill in for Elation. You have Welt, it's just the first standard character, right? So he himself, I don't think needs anything specific. And then you also have, what was the other Nova Flared character? Firefly. Yeah, they just released Alia. So every single Nova Flare has had a purpose behind it. All of them. But if Seal isn't for Ashvale as a fill-in, then what is she even supposed to be for? You know what I'm saying? Like, where the fuck would she fit in, like, upcoming metas or previous metas? The only one that makes sense, in my opinion, is a follow-up meta. They just make her kit more follow-up oriented, and the way Resurgence works, probably more like a follow-up, and then it ends up synergizing with Ashvale. For Buff Sparkle, they already shilled for Buff Sparkle. Like, they aren't going to keep Nova Flaring for just Buff Sparkle. I don't think they'll ever try to do Mono Quantum again, Bronte. It's just a brick. Nova Flaring a character and still making them reliant on Mono Element is genuine garbage. And people should have already learned this from version 2. It was absolutely terrible. Sparkle's Mono Quantum shit. Because you basically lock this character to like one team with a few specific supports, and then when they eventually get power crept, it's like they're still reliant on that Mono Quantum bullshit, so they can't even get upgrades. It's just so bad for longevity. What about Jing Liu? What about it? She was an HP scaler. So she sold Tribi and Hyacine. They nerfed her multipliers? No. She works way better in the HP scaling team. Now, albeit it's a wheelchair kinda, but she still works better. Like, Jing Liu still got like 40 to 50% overall stronger after her Nova Flare. The only reason you guys think the Nova Flare sucks is because we're now able to do revisionism. This happens every time. It's just revisionism, right? We're in version 2. We think Acheron and Firefly are the strongest. They barely have any, what's it called, flaws in their kit. They're too good. They can't get power crept. I remember when I first started playing the game, people thought it was impossible for Jing Liu to get power crept as well. And then you can keep doing revisionism of like, oh, these Eidolons suck. This problem in the kit sucks. But like, that's just how it was. Like, for example, when Jing Liu first got her Nova Flare, She was in like the top 5 DPSs for getting low cost zero cycles against the end game. Like it was actually really good. She only needed like 3 or 4 costs to zero cycle. Revisionism is our favorite hobby in this community. True. A lot of people just don't realize it sometimes as well. But yeah, revisionism is very, very common. Where people will be like, oh, it was so obvious back then. Or like, this shit was so obvious. Like, look at how bad this is. But like, at the time, it looked crazy. Know what I'm saying? Like, keep in mind, people still like glaze E2FF to the heavens. But if you look at calcs, E2FF is like a 50% damage upgrade, which is a third of Phenons and like a third of Evernights. But people, because of how hyped it was at the time and how strong that was at the time, like if they didn't recheck it today, they'd still probably tell you like Firefly E2 is crazy, bro. Like it's game changing. It's like Phenon E2. I've gotten that quite a few times from people who don't realize how much more further ahead like a Fae E2 is. It was obvious Evernight was always OP. Oh yeah, that one really. Like people just be lying, bro. Oh my god, the amount of posts I made on Evernight mains and just downvotes after downvotes of people trying to tell me that she needs Hyaseed's light cone. Otherwise, she's significantly weaker than Casterus during her beta. It was pretty brain dead. It wasn't that bad, though. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like Yao Guang levels of denial. It wasn't Cassie or Phenon levels of denial. But it was still a bit annoying. Just a little bit. Yeah. Like, the propaganda from Cassie mains not wanting to admit that Evernight and Hypercarry was better, cost versus cost. Like, I had to deal on stream, on YouTube comments, not even talking about Reddit, on my own channel, of people trying to, like, argue with me every single stream that Evernight's best in slot team is always going to be with a Cassie. And I think probably the funniest part about this entire argument is it's so funny because this is like a callback to me. You know, it's like kind of nostalgia of when Anoxa came out. Right. I and other people also said this same thing, that Anoxa's best in slot team would always be with a Herda, which ended up aging fucking poorly. And then the same thing applied to Evernight. I swear to God, people only say that when they want to cope. I mean, to be fair, Anoxa pre-Cyrene Saridra again against a min-max Fei Xiao, a Fei Xiao probably wins. It's just a sad reality. But Anoxa pre-Cyrene Saridra probably loses to a min-maxed Fei Xiao. Face out without Cypher? Yes. Like, current MOC... Actually, I can check it right now. Anoxa's lowest cost clears against current MOC is like nearly double-digit cost. Because her vertical investment is so fucking garbage. And he doesn't have much teammates that directly shill him. I can check, though. So, against Cocolia Branya, it is wind res, to be fair. Keep in mind, Cocolia Branya is wind res, but that also applies to Fei Xiao. So, Anoxa's lowest cost clear is... Oh, wait. Oh, wait, that's 5 cycle. I was going to say, holy shit, what was sustain? 0 cycle 2 cost? That's insane. But, no. Let me see. Okay, so Anoxa's lowest without Cyrene Saridra. Wait, does it even exist? Oh, it might not exist. Wait, let me check. I have to check on my PC because it's lagging too much on my mobile device. Okay, yeah. So, Anoxa's lowest cost without Cyrene or Saridra is 9. Is 9 cost. And then Fei Xiao's, I think, is 5. No, it's 4. And E0 Fei with E2 Robin, Mosin RMC. But it is Battle Pass Cone. Without Battle Pass Cone, it's 7. So, in terms of like pure single target, Fei still beats a Cyrene-less, Saridra-less Anoxa. Burp. Oh wait, no, that wasn't this cycle Bronte. That was last cycle's Branya. They already have this cycle's clears on here, by the way. I mean, I guess we can check it out together. There aren't that many clears currently, though. So, the lowest cost clear... like... Dude, this shit is boring at this point. I'm not gonna lie. This shit is getting boring. It's the same 3 DPSs for, like, fucking forever, man. It's the same ones. To be honest, 4. It's always the same ones. But 3 cost Phanon, 3 cost Anoxa, 3 cost Evernight, Archer. And then you have Monorem, Dot, main DPS highest. Well, actually, okay, it's duo DPS, let's be honest. 6-7. Firefly at 7 cost. Oh shit. Oh. With Battle Pass Cone too. This would probably be 8 without the Battle Pass Cone. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Firefly doesn't need a Nova Flare because Dahlia is so strong, guys. Boot Hill, Fei Xiao, blah 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 blah. Sparksy Con, I mean, it's like, dude. Noxa, Archer, Evernight, Faye, all 3 limited. My day. My GOAT. My GOAT. That's what I like to see. Good shit, my day. Heislands, Dot Premium, E1 Heislands, E0 Swan, Cyrene Kafka, Duo DPS with Evernight Cyrene, Firefly, Eggy, main DPS Ling Sha showing out? Main DPS Ling Sha showing out? Wait, actually, this Firefly clear, These are all with battle pass codes. Oh my, you battle pass code merchants. Her real lowest cost currently is 7, meaning Ling Sha is currently beating Firefly. Yo, is this agenda worthy, man? Is this agenda worthy? Nah, this is for SparksyCon. Bro, I am telling you guys, please, if this isn't proof, I swear to God, Firefly holds no fucking weight in this team, man. Like, she does to some extent, but it's like so overrated, bro. Goat Ling Sha right there. Goat Ling Sha showing out. No, yeah, I know the Harmony Cone is really good. But it's like, I think people who consider Battle Pass cones no cost, it's just dumb, right? Like, genuinely, it is dumb to consider Battle Pass cones not a cost. Because I understand they don't require, like, limited pulls, but at least limited pulls are something you can build up on an account as a free-to-play. Like, if you are a free-to-play, you can never get Battle Pass cones. Like, it is literally impossible. I mean, technically, any Ling Sha team isn't sustainless, but I get what you mean. Ling Sha can use 3 supports all the time as a DPS and never worry about dying. I also don't like Cassie Global Passive happening. In my mind, I just consider a Cassie Global Passive +1. Usually. Seven is what that site said versus newest MOC. Yeah, against the current SparksyCon. The lowest without Battle Pass cones for Firefly, 7. The Break Harmony Cone is that good? The Break Harmony Cone is a break damage multiplier buff on it, which is incredibly rare in break teams. And it allows you to meet the damage check a lot easier. But across all endgame, if you don't use Battle Pass cones, the cost for Firefly clearing goes up by like 1 or 2 across all endgame if you don't use the Battle Pass cone. Well, actually, it's multiple Battle Pass cones, by the way. I bet you it is, actually. We can check this real quick. I bet you it is. They usually have it like S4 or S5. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it's S4.
All things are connected by origin.
Checked off the list.
I have S3 of that cone. It's bonkers. Damn, man. Yeah, there was also an S1 Battle Pass on Fugue as well. Actually, what was the one Fugue was using, though? Is that also a break cone? It's this one. It's a 10% vulnerability cone? Yeah, like, come on, man. Come on. You're using a cone that can apply 10% vuln, and then you're using the break harmony cone with an unsaturated break damage increase. Like, come on, dude.
This is ridiculous. How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
We are cost chesting with this one. Yeah, that's at S1. I wonder how much it actually is at S2. There's no way it goes up to like near 20%, right? I'd assume it just goes up by 1% each time. %16. 16% vulnerability on a battle pass Lycone. And then this break damage one, it goes up by 1 to 2% every single superimposition. Oh yeah, it's just 2% each one. So an S4 would do 22% break damage increase.
Checked off the list.
Oh yeah, the old Battle Pass Lycones were like, for the most part, ultimate bait. But they've made the recent ones for break for some reason actually good. I mean, I guess. Low key, that's like tempting me. I didn't even know the Battle Pass Lycones were that good. I'm feeling like the evil tempt me on my Firefly account. Gotta break my fast. Have a good day. Have a good day, Aiden. Thanks for stopping by. How to get the Battle Pass Lycone to keep the zero cycle on my boot hill? It's dumb. Yeah. Slingshot needs Nova Flare? True, true. Will partial elation teams be stronger than full super break? That's hard to say. Because it depends on what you mean by super break. Because if you're talking about Nova Flare Firefly, I'd like to think a Nova Flared Firefly, Bested Slot Team, Dahlia, all the good shit, would probably be stronger than like an Elation team without Yao Guang. Or, yeah, like a Silver Wolf without Sparksy, something like that. I mean, what is Ruan Mei's Sig anyways? Is Ruan Mei's Sig even like good? I know it regens SP, but wait, no, isn't it a damage bonus? Damage bonus doesn't do anything in break. Yeah, you could it'd probably be better to use the Battle Pass one. Yeah, it's a damage bonus. This doesn't do anything for break. It's 10 energy at the start of the run. Mid. Battle Pass 1 is better? Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. The Battle Pass just has way too good of a break damage buff. I believe it's just for him, Senzi.
How come I keep bumping into Polly?
How much does the premium Battle Pass cost? What, like the highest tier? Like 25 Canadian for me? Which would be like 20 USD. If you mean the normal Battle Pass, it's like 10 USD. Alright, I can check real quick. Yeah, it's 10 USD for the normal Battle Pass, and it's 20 for the premium version. that gives you one of the limited light cone shards, and yeah, is what it gives you. Battle Pass Lycone versus DDD for HMC. The Battle Pass Lycone is better. Literally, I guarantee you, every single Battle Pass clear is going to have HMC holding the Battle Pass Lycone and not using DDD. I promise you. It's just better for HMC now. So here, we can see HMC is on it, right? So let's go to a different one. Oh. 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 Like, they all fucking use it, bro. No, people stopped using DDD on HMC when they could cheat the cost with this fucking Lycone. Yeah, I know, Bronte. So yeah, people just switched to using that Lycone. The way I first found out about that Lycone was actually like N Sensei clears and clears from other people, because I was like, because I'm seeing these numbers, sustainless min-max Firefly. I know it's min-maxed, right, with Dolly and shit, but I'm like, how at like the 5 cost range am I seeing like 3 milli skills, right? Like, isn't this just a little abnormal? So then I ended up finding out about that Lycone and its break damage buff at some point. I then forgot about it, and now I've been reminded of it again because of this entire Firefly discussion I've been having. Because I swear to God, I see like 5 cause 0 cycles with Firefly, and sometimes she's doing like 3 to 4 mil on a skill. I'm like, what the like, there's no way. But it's that. What Lycone Battle Pass one? There's a new Battle Pass Harmony Cone. Well, it's not new. It's decently old at this point. But it increases break damage, which is a pretty rare buff. So it's not that saturated. Every low-cost clear uses Battle Pass Lycone, including Rem, with the exception of Phanon, of course. Just pull Asheville if you like him. Asheville, I don't think currently is like, you need to go out of your way to pull him. Just pull him if you like him. If you don't, and you're skeptical on it, just wait till a rerun. He uses high Eidolon Branya with her Sig. Everybody uses high Eidolon at low cost. The only one who doesn't is Anoxa. Because his Eidolons fucking blow. Oh yeah, you guys saw my community post of Branya and Buff Sparkle being competitive with Cyrene for Phanon? Dude. The time is ticking, man. The time is ticking. Isn't Phanon bricked against the new Sparksy boss? No. He has a 3 cost 0 cycle like he always does. And against the normal AA, I think he had like a 6 cost? Yeah, 6 cost is what he had. Phanon is cooked with that? Is that what that means? No, what it means is that Phanon is the most easily buffed by generalist supports. So my agenda of an upgraded Robin for the future follow-up team, indirectly buffing my Phanon with double action advancer, will come true, by the way. I mean, Cyrene is still really worth it for Anoxa. Like, Anoxa is heavily reliant on Cyrene. Heavily.
This is ridiculous. How come I keep
Like, Anoxa team investment probably goes something like his S1, well, not in order, right? In real order, it's probably E1 Seri, then E2 Cyrene, then E1 Don Hung PT, and then his light cone. And then the only thing really after this is probably E2 Don Hung PT. Because once you get E2 Don Hung PT, in a way, it's like kind of like you have a second DPS on the team. Kinda. A little bit. And it really helps them in pure fiction especially. Do you use a Nox on the new mode? No. I couldn't clear the new MOC. Not for the reason you guys think, though. It's a sustain issue. The only premium sustain I have on this account is Don Hung. Gallagher has been working for a while now. I've been getting the clears with Gala. And I probably still can. But it's like something I have to do retries on for RNG. Because Gala just ain't it, man. Like, I'm seriously considering getting Nova Flared Woho on this account at this point. I am seriously considering it. What is side 2 on the MOC? 16 million HP Ligus. When is Phanon rerun? I don't know. That Ligus had 60 mil HP? Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yuppers. My Firefly zeroed cycled Sparksy with like 100 AV left. We know you got that whale investment, Agsy, okay? We get it. We get it. We know you got that whale investment. Be honest, how much cost, dude? 7? I'm betting 7. 7 to 8. 8? Yeah, let's go.
How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
Is E1 Seri better or E2 Cyrene for Anoxa? Probably E2 Cyrene. With Battle Pass Lycone 2? So yeah, 9 technically. Oh, you're one of them. Despicable. You're one of them. I almost did a 0 AV run on Lygus, but you can guess the team. Monorem. Holding that Cyrene ult on the second phase. Monorem, yeah. You just woke my mom? I'm sorry. It was just an immediate guess. Monorem is arguably like more shield against Lygus than Phanon is. And then at like the high cost, because I did this against I actually did this against the last MOC, against the Cocolia Branya one. I posted it on my community post. Like, I still had a shit ton of AV left. All I did was I brute forced the first side, and then the second I went into the second side, I activated Cyrene ult, which just led to an entire fucking, like, chain of multiple dragons, multiple EV turns, this and that, Hyacine heals. And it made me consume damn near no AV. E2 Evernight with Pela, Hyacine, and RMC should be fine against Lygus. Yeah, definitely.
This is ridiculous. How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
Well, yeah, Firefly is going to be stronger than Remembrance. Here's the thing, though. This is what I don't understand. Like, people who get mad about the Nova Flares, if you are a Cassie main, you have no right to get mad. You know Cassie's probably going to get a Nova Flare in like a year or two anyways, right? She has the vertical investment to stand the test of time. She's definitely going to get Nova Flared because of her popularity. It's like, who cares if Firefly is temporarily stronger than you? Because once Cassie gets the Nova Flare, Firefly probably isn't getting one for fucking forever, right? Like, there's nothing that we've been shown that they'll buff older characters who have already been Nova Flared again, right? Because otherwise, it's like, Jingli Yu should 100% get buffed again currently. Like, she fucking stinks. It's just a constant back and forth. Like, Firefly gets buffed, she's stronger than V3 teams. V3 teams get buffed. Now Firefly mains are complaining a year down the line that the buff wasn't enough and that they deserved more. And it's a constantly repeating pattern, no matter what. I mean, I think it's fine for Firefly to be stronger than Ashvale. Like, let's be honest here, right? Ashvale no shield supports, no reliance on specific supports currently. And he had to get gutted this much, and even still, he's still getting good clears with sustain against endgame content, right? Like 1 or 2 cycles, keep in mind, not even with his best in slot supports, people are still using Robin, not knowing Tribby would be exponentially better. And they're still using Sunday, not knowing Sunday's value no longer is as high as it used to be, and Buff Sparkle would be significantly better as well, right? Meanwhile, Firefly is on life support if she doesn't have her best in slot team with Dahlia. You know? Like, Nikador, I know it's shill, but once again, this is sustained performance. The person doing the gameplay isn't playing him optimally, and he's using 2 supports who are nowhere near his best in slot at this point now. Tribby and Sparkle are significantly stronger than a Sunday Robin combo for him now. Why are we looking at a team damage without the best in slot teammates? Because Firefly isn't special. Like, this is what you guys don't understand. In a dot team, despite a Kafka Nova Flare, Heislands still massively holds her own weight. And in fact, Heislands is so strong that you can run Kafka-less with Cyrene and still get a 0 cycle, albeit with more cost. Right? Like, Heislands can hold her own weight. Nova Flare Black Swan can hold her own weight. You know what I'm saying? Ho-Ho Nova Flare will probably hold her own weight as a sustain. Firefly does not hold her own weight at all. Cassie holds her own weight in Mono Rem. Evernight holds her own weight. You could put in Ling Sha. You could put in Rappa. You can sometimes even put in 4-star March 7th and achieve similar performance against the endgame as to Firefly. Like, for example, what do you think is going to happen if they were to Nova Flare Evernight before they Nova Flare Cassie? Right? Would you say, oh, Cassie doesn't deserve a Nova Flare because her team now has a Nova Flared Evernight? But you know what Evernight mains are actually going to do? They're going to kick Cassie the fuck out. Right? Because Evernight is now so strong and hard carrying the damage on the team that Cassie's value is nearly non-existent. They don't need to rely on Cassie anymore for Mono Rem. Goodbye, right? Did you farm Eagle on the Phanon account? I think I did. For Sparkle, I think. Yeah, because you don't have Cyrene Phoenix. Like, you need to have a specific team for it. But yeah, like, Firefly is literally buns, man. She is just buns. Like, people keep saying Firefly is stronger than Boot Hill. No, she isn't. Like, Dahlia's shield trace for Firefly is the only reason she has the little bit of an advantage that she does over Rapper or Boot Hill. Otherwise, she'd be sent back to fucking low income housing and getting clowned on by the Boot Hill and Rappa mains. Like, she already fucking Ruan May was a buff for everybody. Fugue, she got buffed by the least. Ling Sha is like a useless ass break sustain. Like, Firefly's had enough, man. Firefly's had enough. You think Firefly is stronger than Acheron? At base, no. No, not at all. Not at base. With Dahlia, yes.
Ridiculous.
But at base, no.
How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
Acheron is like significantly stronger than Firefly as a base character. FF needing Dahlia at the moment. Cass needs Hyacine. Yes, but I literally made a video on this 2 days ago, showing you how vast the difference is between a Hyacine-less Cassie versus a Dahlia-less Firefly. It was an astronomical difference. Which is like, yeah, it's obvious, you know, it's a 2-point-X DPS versus a 3-point-X DPS. But this is my point, right? Like, Firefly is incredibly dated, and without Dahlia's she just feels like a brick, right? She really feels like a brick. So, I'd really appreciate it if she got her Nova Flare. Keep in mind, even though I have a Firefly account, I would technically be more excited for an Acheron Nova Flare than a Firefly Nova Flare, right? Like, listen, I like Firefly. I have Firefly. She's not even the most anticipated Nova Flare for me. It's definitely Acheron. But people pretending Firefly doesn't have this and this issues is like stupid. Yeah, like you guys will notice, by the way, whenever I talk about a Firefly Nova Flare, other people may say multipliers. I don't even talk about multipliers when it comes to Firefly. In every single video I've talked about Firefly, I've talked about the fact that she struggles with extra turns because Break has no action answer. I've talked about her large amount of SP consumption, right? I've talked about the possibility of adding speed buffs into like her E1 or something to make it easier to hit speed thresholds on her. Like, yes, these are buffs, but they aren't like me asking for multiplier buffs for her multipliers to be 50% stronger and then also QOL, right? Like, I am being kind of fair with it, in my opinion. Is Phanon, Lycone, best in slot for Firefly? I believe so, yeah. Because it has 1 defense shred, and 2, it has speed increase, which allows her to hit higher speed thresholds for more turn. Even if the damage bonus is literally useless on the Lycone, it's still valuable because of that. If she kills an enemy, she refunds the skill use. See, like, yeah, something like that is pretty creative. Well, people are just, like, salty Phoenix. Which is, I don't blame them, right? Like, for example, this is kind of something I need to come to terms with. This Anoxa account, with this E6 Anoxa, if he in the future gets Nova Flared, I imagine they will 100% change this E1 and E2 to mainly increase his damage because they went down the main DPS route with him, right? But until that happens, if it ever happens, it's going to take a long time and it's going to be incredibly unlikely this guy gets Nova Flared anytime soon. Like, I can see a majority of the Chrysos heirs getting buffed before Anoxa does. Which is a bit sad, but it's just something you got to come to terms with.
This is ridiculous. How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
Firefly kit is buns? It is. What about Aglaya getting Nova before Cassie? Unlikely, in my opinion. It could happen, but I think it's just unlikely.
Checked off the list.
I feel like if there's any like early Ampho DPS they'd give a Nova Flare to, it'd be Herda. I don't think it'd be Aglaya. It'd probably be Herda. Because Herda has the popularity behind her. Herda definitely has the popularity behind her and could also use a Nova Flare. Well, like, in my opinion, Herda's main issue is she just didn't get the shield teammates she deserved, and her base kit is still really good. But, nonetheless, I think they probably take the chance to buff Herda before Aggie. Well, yeah, but people are just mad about it, Matos. They're like, oh, what about this character? What about Rappa Boot Hill? But then it's like, if you truly care so much about characters who are most deserving of a buff, getting it before everything else, in your imaginary world, why are you talking about Rappa? Why are you talking about Boot Hill? Why are you talking about Acheron? Like, we still don't have our Genti buff. We still don't have a Jing Yuan buff. We still don't have a Dill buff. Like, these people show their hypocrisy, right? They're just jealous their fave isn't getting a Nova before Firefly. Because otherwise, they'd be arguing for the Nova flares of these characters. You know what I'm saying?
This is ridiculous. How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
To be honest, a Jing Yuan Nova Flare would actually be sick. I'd love to see a Jing Yuan come back, unironically. A Nova Flare Jing Yuan, and then maybe you Nova Flare Sunday around this time. I would actually think that's pretty sick, personally.
Checked off the list.
Yeah, because Jing Yuan is actually pretty popular in HSR. He's one of the more popular dudes.
This is ridiculous. How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
Yang Ching Nova Flare? Hey, might go crazy. By the way, Solus, depending on how good Welt Nova Flare is, that Phanon account might do good, Solus. Because I just got the Welt Lycone off the standard banner. So it's an E1S1 Welt. And then, if there's nothing better to use the golden token on the Annie, you could get E2S1 if they buff the Eidolons. We'll see how it ends up going with the Welt Nova. I'm curious what he's going to do. My hopes is Acheron buff. I don't know fucking how, but I'm just hoping, okay? I cope. Temporary Acheron buff. I have E4 Welt on my main, so my E1 Seri gonna eat good. Nice. I got E2 S5 Welt. Hope he's gonna be good. I want Welt to be a DPS. You think he's gonna be a DPS, Solus? That was also my original guess. If it's not Acheron buff, it's always been DPS. But like, what level of power do we think they'd make a standard character though? As a DPS, Nova Flared. I would bet Saber. I think Saber is probably where they'd scale a standard Nova Flared character.
Keep bumping into colleagues.
Acheron level. Weld sustained. I felt that one building out. E6 welt equals E0 saber. No, E0 versus E0. Thank you. Ugh. If he's Saber level, that won't be that much of a buff. I mean, I know Saber is pretty underwhelming, but you need to keep in mind you can get Welt for free from the golden token, his Eidolons, and then you can also just obviously get him from losing. So like, you can eventually build up to like multiple Eidolon Welt. I'm assuming they also buffed the Eidolons in this case scenario, which makes it better. Because keep in mind, the golden token shop is kind of useless these days. Like, most people have gotten May. There isn't a single other character anywhere near the value of May in the golden token shop right now. Like, they need to add something to entice people. And they always use the golden token in spending events as well. Like, add Robin. Add, I don't know. Like, for example, this new follow-up team that's getting built. Even if they don't add buffed Woho, I'd say you can put in Robin now. Because I doubt Robin's going to be best in slot for this new follow-up team in this version. So, just put Robin in there. I'd take it. E1 Robin, E2 Robin with the speed buff. Plus, her Lycone is now in the shop. So those who buy Battle Pass can build up to getting her Lycone for free. Like, that'd be cool. Nah, I don't think they'd add Sunday. I think Sunday is still more valuable than Robin to them. So, it'd be Robin first. Robin still sells? No. Nah, probably not. Robin has had so many banners at this point. I'm pretty sure Robin has had more banners total than May herself. Is E1 Robin still good? Yeah. I actually saw a very funny clear. Because sometimes I lurk in some HSRCC streams. I saw a funny clear where Waveman was like clearing AA for viewers. And they used Evernight Hyper Carry. And it was kind of like falling short. Right? It was kind of falling short. So his solution was adding an E1 Robin for more action advance, and it unironically cleared better. Somehow. Like, Robin's action advance plus E1 res pen is still really good. And then if you get added to the golden token shop, people can also build up to the E2, which makes speed tuning significantly easier. Right. Like, you guys can see it here. The E2 is a 16% all ally speed buff. And she now regens energy more than usual. So, you have less ult uptime issues. And you can guarantee ult more. And you get speed buff. The rest of these aren't worth it in my opinion. Like, the rest of this isn't worth it. But the E1 and E2 still are. You did the event? Yeah, I made sure to do both Solus. We're on, I think like 200 something polls. Not bad, not bad. You remember V1 beta Robin E1? No. I didn't start really paying attention to betas, I think, until like near Fei Xiao's patch. Like 2.3, 2.4. I think is maybe when I found out about betas. I didn't watch them before that. I was more casual.
How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
Yeah, yeah, no. Do you think Robin SP is gonna power creep the current Robin, so that's why they might put her in the shop? I was talking about this earlier today on the stream. I don't know if they'd make Robin SP literally the same type of character as old Robin, of like follow-up buffer. I feel like she might be the sustain or the DPS, or she might just not even be on this team. I don't know. I'd find it kind of weird, personally. Might as well use these polls on high invested Evanesia. Go ahead, Solus. If you end up going Evanesia on that account, then my own main account will just go into Phanon Hyacine investment. Because my main account is only 2 cost off of E2 S1 Fae with what's it called? E2 S1 Fae with Cyrene. Which is like kinda a no-brainer in my opinion. Are you interested in Avon SP? Yeah. That could be cool. I don't think Robin is gonna have anything to do with Elation.
This is ridiculous. How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
E1 Yao getting wasted? No, I'd eventually use it, Solus. But like, it'd be near the end of the version, Solus. Is what I'm saying. Like, even though the E1 Yao is like technically wasted, like, let's say 3.6, 3.7 when Silverwolf and Evanesia get reran, like, I'll probably just get Silverwolf or something. And take advantage of the E1 Yao. But yeah, for now, it's like just kind of there. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't want to, like, you know, use multiple teams with that shit, man. I try my hardest to have different teams on account, so it's on a standby for now. It's on a standby, the Yao.
Checked off the list.
Because, like, for example, if they do rerun Faye in like 4.1, 4.2, I don't see him getting reran anytime soon for a long ass time. Because now they're going to start spamming the new version banners, right? Like, once 4.3 hits, they can start rerunning the actual 4.0 characters and keep this up. So it's like, I know I'll get a Silverwolf rerun in probably like 4 or 5 patches after she releases. But Genuinely, if there's a Fae rerun, that might be the last one I see for like the next year or some shit. So I gotta take advantage of it. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. I've prolonged me staying up as much as possible. Wait, let me see. Yup, less than 10 hours until this account pulls for Sari. I'm excited, can't wait. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you all have a great night.